It all happened by chance. I was scouting to find victims to PK when all of a sudden I came across this guy at City of the Dead, which is a very unusual spot. So I went there to investigate, only to find a tamer with 4 dragons inside their crypt. The tamer recalled away, leaving all these dragons there. So I had no choice but to grab my PK and proceed on EVing those dragons. But as I was EVing the dragon, I noticed something. I know, of course, there's the lich spawn in the crypt in City of the Dead, but something unusual struck my mind, because the lich was spawning really fast. So I quickly armed myself with pen, ink, a blank scroll, and a wall clock, only to assess that the lich spawn was crazy fast, really crazy fast. As the dragons were killing the lich, a new one would spawn within seconds. The dragons eventually died because, hey, I was there for them. But in my mind, something struck me. And everything, at this point, was already clear to me. It was in that moment that I grabbed my dexter, equipped it with a silver weapon, and went to City of the Dead to test things myself. I did kill one lich, I killed another, and hey, this character is not even optimized. I don't have 100 dex and I don't have resist, so give me a break. But after a few liches, the math was already done. And the conclusion was that this is a gold mine. But first things first, let's compare this place to other places. Now, it is well known that the best spot in game is Elder Gazer, when with the tamer and with the turret setup, you can top 80k per hour if you do things right. But you gotta be a tamer, you gotta have a second account to block, you may have a third account to loot, and you're subject to risks. These kind of risks, for instance, this is a guy that was running a turret there, only to get wrecked by a storm of white worms there, so you gotta defend your turret. That's risky. Second best spot is Lich Lord Room, where you can make 65k per hour, but again, you gotta be a tamer, you gotta have a bunch of dragons, and you're subject to risks, because these places are heavily scouted, and you gotta be ready to defend them. So maybe you're not even able to do that alone, you gotta have a partner or a guild behind. But again, this very highly involved risk. But what about other places? Sure, there are other places. You can bar Destar for 30k per hour, you can turret maybe Terra Keep for 30k per hour, or you can even farm Covetous Liches with silver weapon and a dexter for 25-30k per hour. But let's back on topic, that is City of the Dead Lich. So here at City of the Dead, I killed 220 liches in 1 hour, with the following conclusions: with minimal risks, not involving taming, not involving a second account, not involving a third account, not involving dragons, involving really minimal risks, even with not a very optimal and high-end silver weapon, even with not an optimal character. I can easily tell you that this place is the third best place in game for money making. The place sets itself at 60k per hour, which is amazing. And when you realize this, there is nothing that should stop you from grabbing your own dexter and going there. Or if you're a new player, follow this guide up here to start your first dexter and go there and become a millionaire on Ultima Online Second Age.